Hi guys, welcome back to the Main Road Expedition. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two massive games against FC United of Manchester in our local derby. It's the first time we've had a chance to play this game competitively, so we want to really get into it and hope for a really good result. And we follow it up with an FA Trophy tie against Nuneaton Borough away from home. Since you were last with us, it's been a little bit topsy-turvy. We've done really well since the previous FA Cup tie. I think did we play Charlie in the last episode? I think we did, didn't we? We had a really good league win against Whitby. We followed that up with a good Integral League Cup second round victory over Staley Bridge. We then played RC Warwick in the FA Cup. They are actually in the National League North at this point. We drew 4-4 with them initially, and then unfortunately we lost 3-2 the second time round. We were actually 3-0 down in that game, so we got ourselves back into it in the second half, but couldn't quite gather ourselves together. We then returned to the league format, and we ended up losing 2-1 against Gainsborough. They've got the informed striker in the league at the moment in Taylor Bowen, and he's scored in every game since then as well for Gainsborough, so he really is doing well for them at the moment. We got back to winning ways with a home game against Ashington, though, a 2-0 win there, returning to our clean sheets as well, which has been a little bit hard to come by in recent weeks, but we have got back to winning ways, which was good to see. So going into this game against FC United, we find ourselves still top of the league. It's been a remarkable start to the campaign, as was highlighted in yesterday's episode. And with the fact that we've actually got games in hand over the chasing pack, a win today would give us more than a game's advantage in relation to the number of points, and we would be 4 points clear of second place Warrington. So hopefully, I mean, FC United Manchester are bottom of the league at the moment, so hopefully going into this game, we can get the job done and get a good result here over our rivals. We have McGee in goal, Keeling, Adewoju, O'Connor and Bates at the back. Bates finally returning to the side following injury. Gascoigne, Williams and Yusuf in the midfield three with Mamiego, Norton and Townrow starting up front. Tor is away on international duty with India once again, so he will miss both of these matches. And McCarthy had a really good run of form, but all of a sudden he's just started to struggle and he just isn't quite cutting it at the moment. He is on the bench though today. We don't actually have a fullback on the bench, which seems like a bit of an oversight on my part, but Bates is fit enough for 75 minutes, which in my mind means that he should be fit enough to do the full game. So we're going to certainly take note to the fans being at this game today. We've broken record gate receipts this season twice already. In one game in particular, we brought in £16,000 from gate receipts, and that was in the FA Cup tie. So hopefully we can do something similar today and get a really good turnout. Here is Norton. Laying it into Town Row. Now Yusuf, good strike. It's just over the crossbar. And as you can see, the stands are quite heavily packed here for this derby game. Certainly a positive start from our point of view. Possession very much in our favour. And we're getting plenty of attempts in at goal, but just the one on target so far. In FC United, without an attempt at goal, but they do have a free kick here in a dangerous position. And it's going to be Maslin Jones to take, and I'm not fond of McGee's positioning here. Maslin Jones strikes and he's fired it in. Their first attempt at goal results in a goal, and we are going to straight away demand more from the side. The fact that we've dominated the game, but they've had that one chance and scored it is not ideal. And with it being a derby game, any advantage we could have had from taking a lead has certainly gone here. So at half time, we have got some heavy words to say to the side. It's certainly not good enough, and we are certainly going to rattle their cages a little bit, and hopefully we can get a good start to the second half. Darren Norton whips it in. Townrow at the far post again, just over. Similar start to the first half, getting a very early opportunity, but unfortunately nothing coming of it. Good header by O'Connor. Mamiego into Jack Williams. Now Yusuf has support ahead of him, finds Townrow. It's a heavy touch, and Vaux, who was a player that we wanted to sign, I might add, he manages to clear. Here's Graham. Back to Chiabi, now Cook. And Graham's in behind again, and our centre-backs aren't putting a tackle in, and Graham's strike is over the crossbar. And we are certainly not doing the job here. Only 2 shots on target as well. We've done really well in front of goal overall this season so far. This is probably our worst performance, arguably, going forward. And here is Cook now, and he smashes it over. He had an opportunity to square that. I'm glad he didn't, really. And it remains 1-0. We are going to make the change now. Townrow has done nothing today. And Darren Norton's had a shocking performance. So we're going to put Yusuf out wide. Townrow can go in there. Darren Norton is going to come off for Scott McCarthy up front. And we're going to get Sam Wright on for Gascoigne, I think, as well, just to make sure we don't get any red cards here. Furtado will come on for O'Connor just to strengthen our defensive resolve. And we are going to fire the boys up a little bit here. We certainly need to get attempts in at goal, and it's not happening. And here is Chiabi, again with a potential chance. And Maslin Jones with the header off the crossbar, and McGee manages to claim it at the second attempt. But we're not looking good here, and we certainly need to wake up toward the end of this game. Jack Williams, Mamiego down this left-hand side. Chance to get the cross in, maybe. Instead, he lays it back to Jack Williams. Now Keeling. He does get the cross in. Yusuf's at the far post. It's headed away. Jack Bates picks it up, crosses toward McCarthy, and again cleared away. Yusuf just about keeps it in. And he crosses this time. Mamiego was the target. He's the shortest player on the pitch. And this is Sam Wright into Jack Williams. It's a strike from distance again. And considering FC United are bottom of the league and they've had 1 win all season, it certainly looks like they're going to get a win in this derby game. And it's certainly gone against the run of the mill as far as the season's gone. And we have lost here to our rivals. Absolutely shocking. Only 2 attempts on target. We had twice as many goals at goal. And I am not happy with that at all. And we certainly need to improve from that performance, considering we had a chance to extend our lead at the top as well. And that is their second win of the season. It's not good enough. And with it being a derby game, yeah, not particularly pleased. So we've only got 3 days before the FA Trophy game. Look at that record attendance, 1,629 turning up for that game as well. And we go and lose. FA Trophy away at Nuneaton next. Not feeling too confident about it, to be honest. They are in and around a similar level to us. But following that derby defeat, we have got a lot of work to do. And hopefully we will get a better performance in. And fingers crossed we can get a bit of a cup run going. Because obviously with us being out of the FA Cup, any financial backing would be ideal. But we'll see how it goes. And I'll see you back for that game shortly. Okay, then we're now ready for this cup tie. Fingers crossed we get a better performance. Oh, I mean, the performance was quite strong, but we were just shocking when it came to potential goal scoring. And we need to improve for sure. I'm not going to start Townrow up front again. He didn't do anything when he led the line. We're going to get McCarthy on in there. And I don't know why he's gone so quiet recently, Scott McCarthy. He was doing quite well earlier in the campaign, of course. He was scoring goals for fun. But we certainly need to take a look at ourselves after that derby defeat. And hopefully we can get back to winning ways today. It's the same starting lineup practically. And we're certainly going to ask a lot more of the side today. And it's a little bit of a concern. We lost against Gainsborough. We have won a game since then, game or 2 since then. But we've then lost again. And this time it's in a derby game. Incidentally, we had a record attendance of 1,600, as I mentioned. 700 more fans turned up for that game than our previous record, which was Macclesfield on the opening day. So, you know, it's a massive boost for the club if we can start pulling in those kind of attendances, but it depends on how regularly we can. Here is Rapper, plays it into the penalty area and softly with the header over the crossbar for Nuneaton straight away. They are putting us under pressure. And possession-wise, we're not holding on to the ball too well either. So we need to just be a little bit more tight with that midfield. It's the strongest midfield that we could possibly put out, in my opinion. As Rapper knocks it in again, we just about get it clear. I don't know where Furtado's going, trying to get to the ball, and Dunlop here into Brewer. Now Doyle to Dunlop. Good tackle by Gascoigne, and Yusuf takes it away. And again, we're just missing out on that final pass there. McCarthy would have been in behind. As Dunlop looks over the top and Fids with the finish. Max Fides, whichever it is. He scores for Nuneaton here. The ball over the top was just about good enough, but defensively again, we just seem to have started to not be quite on point, and I am a bit concerned by it, to be fair, because we've shown how good we can be defensively from the start of the season that we had. Here is Hickinbottom moving down through the centre. Now Dunlop, loads of space again, and Boyd wins the header, and he's hit the woodwork, and Keeling just about gets it away. We're gonna have to demand more. It's only been 21 minutes, and we are thoroughly against it here. Here's Rapper again with the delivery. We're just about clear. And again, no pressure on the ball. Rapper finds Hickinbottom. McCarthy does just about enough, and we manage to get it away. But here is Boyd into Dunlop. Now softly into Brewer, looking over the top. Cook can't get there. This is Matthew, and he just knocks it out of play. He should have been able to hold on to it. But again, we're just not doing well enough. Here is Rushton. Hickinbottom picked it up, and a bit of a non-starter highlight, that one, really. Here's O'Connor into Jack Williams. Furtado looking to get it over the top, maybe. Here is O'Connor. Furtado into Jack Williams. Knocks it forward. McCarthy getting in behind the defence. Big chance for McCarthy, and there is the finish. It's the first time we've seen him do that in a couple of matches now, but that is what he's capable of. Really, really big goal for us there, and we have our equaliser. Hopefully it gives us something to build on. Really well done to McCarthy. He made the run at the right time as well, stayed on side, and that is a good job done from him there to get us back level. Hopefully we can push on from here. It's our first attempt at goal as well, I might add, so bit of a concern in that we've conceded so many chances, but at least we've taken the one that we've had. Here is Jack Williams looking over the top. Mamiego couldn't get onto it. It's very easily dealt with by the defender. Mamiego just stood there with him instead of trying to put a challenge in, which is a bit of a strange one. Here is Rushton looking over the top. O'Connor into Furtado, and again we're looking long, and it's not the kind of way that we play, but we always constantly seem to be knocking it long at the moment. Here is Rushton. And over the top, and there's Fides again, and this time he puts it just wide. We've gotten very lucky there, really. And look at the number of attempts at goal. We are so lucky to even be in this cup tie at the moment. I hate it when it happens against me, but it's so rare that it happens for me that I do make the most of it if I can. But so far, well, we're actually having a few more shots at goal, but nothing too concrete in terms of shots on target. So going into half time, I mean, it's suggesting that I do that. I'm going to let the boys know that we're not happy going forward. I know we've got the goal, but despite McCarthy's goal, he's only rating a 6.8, so he's not having a good game, really. Here's Darren Norton, whips it in toward the far post. Jack Williams hits the underside of the crossbar, and it comes down, but no, it does not go in. And Mamiego has taken a knock. We're going to bring Townrow on for him, and this is McGee. Launched it forward, targeting no one in particular. And Fides is in behind Furtado and he scores. It's another neat finish from Max Fides, but that is poor from Furtado. Absolutely shocking from him. And overall, deservedly so, we are behind again. Here is Keeling. O'Connor into Gascoigne. Now Yusuf. Into Furtado. Looks over the top. McCarthy can't get there. And again, so easily cleared. McCarthy seems so isolated today. There's just no support for him. And here's Doyle into Conway. The goalkeeper launches it forward. Gascoigne does well to win the header. Now Townrow moves centrally. Strikes from distance. It's just over. It wasn't a bad effort goal, was it? But again, we're really struggling to create anything overly meaningful. Darren Norton here with a free kick. The keeper's positioning himself quite well. Norton strikes and it's off the woodwork again and softly clears. We're just not getting them shots on target. And we haven't got the striker to bring on either. We're going to demand more. And we're just going to have to hope for the best, I think, here. Townrow can't even play on that left-hand side, but he's going to have to today. Unless we just switch things up a little bit and play a little bit like that. we'll get Townroad to push forward and have Norton and McCarthy just trying to push on, really, I think. And Yusuf is going to have to come off. He's tired as well. He can come off for Sam Wright, and defensively we've been shocking. I mean, O'Connor's struggling for fitness, but in terms of player rating, Keeling's the worst in the defence. But it was Furtado's error. We'll get Adewoju on for him. And now we just have to hope for the best. And again, we want to demand more again, but we just need to wait a little bit longer. There it is. Demand more. 10 minutes to go. Excuse the facial expression. My partner's just been announced at the door. EAFC has arrived. So that is my evening sorted. Well, we're out of the FA Trophy. It's very unfortunate. And again, performance-wise, not really good enough. Yes, we grew into the game, but again, we're just not getting it right at the minute. Keeling with a very poor performance. He keeps getting booked as well, Keeling, at the moment. And it's a bit of a concern. He's already been suspended once from the number of yellow cards, and he's getting a card a game at the moment. It's very much a concern because we haven't necessarily got as much cover as we had last season either. So we do need to really tighten up the ship a little bit. Mamiego's going to be out for about a week. Norton, again, not a good performance from him. We only got 500 quid, basically, for losing that cup tie. So it only leaves the Integral Cup, and it's not a particularly profitable competition. We are going to be coming back for the Integral Cup tie, though, against Chorley away, and we're going to come back for Curzon Ashton away as well. My word, we've got 5 away games in November and just the 1 at home, but we have got 4 home games coming up as well, so I suppose it does balance out a bit. So we're going to get all these league games out of the way, and then we'll come back for the Integral Cup League Cup tie, and hopefully we can get back to winning ways, because overall, including the FA Cup games, 1 win in 6. Considering the start we had to the season, it is a bit of a concern that we're just starting to drop a little bit in our form, but we'll have to see how things go in the meantime. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.